Good evening, race fans. Welcome back into another edition of the NSRL, the NASCAR Sim Racing League, here for some Tuesday night trucks at Michigan for the DQS Solutions and Staffing 250. As always, got my co-commentator back in the booth. Art, how we doing tonight?
Like saying, as always, is a bit of a stretch. Missed last week because they decided to pull teeth out of my face. Still not feeling great, but I'm here.
Love to see the dedication. I am docking your pay for last week, but that's behind-the-scenes discussion. Glad you're back. Glad you're back here this week, though. Michigan, 125 laps, 250 miles or kilometers or whatever it ended up being. I think it's straight up 2 miles. Yeah, 2 miles. So, yeah, basic math, 2 times 125. 250 miles. Here tonight, Stage 1 at the conclusion of lap 30, Stage 2 at the conclusion of lap 60. 3 green-white checkers for total tire sets. Estimated fuel run of about 36 to 39. 0 fast repairs as always. And let's go ahead and get into it. Qualifying about to be here in just a minute. Quickest man in practice so far, Cole J. Wilson. Followed by Eli Tomlin, Brandon Minto, Mike Hasty. We have Jeremy Brown in the 46 machine. Do I have any stats on him, or is he brand new? This is his second start this season here in race 13. So we're past the halfway point. After tonight, got a couple other. So we got 34. So we're very close to sending some people home, but not quite. Got a couple. I think we have 2 rookies in the field tonight. It will be Zach Lindgren and then Jared Wishon in the 17. And right now they are quite on the edge to making it in. 34. If we get 2 more to show up, then it's going to lead to some scrambling here in qualifying. But let's go ahead and show you the championship standings after last week's race at Nashville while they get ready to do their outlaps. Let's see here. Hunter Kent still with that regular season points lead. Crucial for him as he does not have a win to back in his name yet. Leads by nearly 30 points over Mike McConville. And those two have stretched out a decent gap to third place, Brandon Minto. Tane Hodison Moynihan in the top 5 as well. And it's a race to the top 20 if you have a win to get yourself guaranteed for a spot, assuming we don't get any more new winners. That currently is with CJ Erdman at 186 points. We keep looking here. Make sure. I copy-pasted the points this week rather than entering them one by one, so I'm trying to make sure everything checks out. And why do I feel like they don't? Looking for one thing in particular. Where is... Now I'm just doing it for my own curiosity. Didn't have time to double-check my numbers, but that's probably my fault. No, Thomas Lloyd's in 8th. Never mind. Yeah, he's already up to 8th in Thomas Lloyd. Tommy Gossett. Be curious if he could start collecting some wins, if he'll even have a chance to get to top 20. He's 39th right now. So, yeah, that does actually check out then. He's got a long way to go, but he's been right on his teammate's back bumper since he showed up. So, we'll see. But right now, it's qualifying time. Got a couple of early laps on the board, and we're ready to rock and roll. Go ahead and jump to Hunter Kent, currently the man to beat. We'll refresh the overlay, try and get those overlaid times off of one another. See if it'll bail me out or not. Claude Furlan goes second. The rookie in the 85, Zach Lindgren in the 85, currently 4th quickest, half a tenth off. Joseph Lester. Won at Charlotte a couple of weeks ago. He's another one we're going to look at in these last couple of weeks. Can he get up there? into the top 20. 76 machine. If he keeps picking them up, putting them down, he could maybe make a run for the regular season title as well, and wouldn't that be something? But he is maximizing points nearly every single race. But right now, second quickest, Hunter Kent, still holding on to pole position. This time of a 39.01, good enough. Still some heavy hitters yet to come. The man that was quickest in practice is about to roll off, and let's go on board for his laps. As you can see, they got the digital dash in these trucks now with the iRacing update.
Utter woke nonsense. Take me back. No electronics, all driver.
The Holly EFI or whatever's going on here, so we'll see. Just a different POV from the cockpit a little bit. Gen 4 is obviously on the service, so excited about that, and a host of other updates. So an exciting time for iRacing as Cole Wilson sets off on his first lap. Quickest man in practice, time to beat a 39.01. As there is 35 drivers here, so I mean they got right on the edge.
Heard Wishon blow up? Yeah. That was funny.
First lap is the one to be for Cole J. Wilson, 39.01. The separation is 1/1000th of a second for Cole J. Wilson over Hunter Kent. How about that? Mike McConville setting off on his outlap. So this is a one-lap quali. At least for Hunter Kent it was. Cole J. Wilson. Going to finish his second lap here, but he'll cut it off coming to the line. We'll see what McConville has. Diego Rodriguez, Matt Mackin, and Gabriel Lafrene also on their laps. McConville. First lap, a 41.88, so he's going to go for it on the second lap. He's trying to wind up that momentum. And deliver a heck of a second lap. So he'll come to the line, as will the 06 chasing him. McConville crosses the line. Time to beat 39.01. 39.06 for McConville puts him 7th quickest. The 06 crosses the line. He'll stay in the 29th position. Matt Mackin starts his first lap. Diego Rodriguez. 39.34. Oh, that was actually Mackin's first lap. He'll slot into 15th. Rich Jett, John Wilco, Steve Herring not going to qualify, and that'll round out your 35-car field, depending on if the one truck can find any improvements in the final two corners of the lap. Looks like he's going for it, though. 39.15. Can he sneak up into the top 10? 39.24, lost a 10th, but he'll stay 15th quickest. And that's it. Nobody even on the track.
Still have good 2 minutes if they potentially want to get out. Looks like it is a, first lapper, but
34. Oh, there's exactly 36. Aaron Mack looks like he just showed up after a incredible performance last week, rallying from 9 laps down to finish in the 8th position, I believe. Appreciate the kind words there, Martins. So exactly 36. If someone else were to join, somebody would have to set a lap in order to not be going home. I think at this point you're fairly locked into 36, so the field maximized. Love to see it.
we'll say I'm excited to see what Cole J. Wilson can do. His one other attempt happened to come the same week Quentin Warman showed up, and has not been able to return to since. So, see how he can do without a pro in the field. Obviously, very fast.
Yeah, one start, one top 10. And on pole here in his second start. So let's go see. Is he hanging out anywhere? I don't think so. They're not going to get a chance
Do
to
not
pole
see him.
sitter, but oh well.
How dare he?
Oh well. No last minute entry. 33, 34, 35, 36. Got 20 seconds. If somebody joins, manages to connect, then they'll actually just have to sort out the bottom 5 by points. Lowest man goes home, but I think we're good. 10 seconds remaining, unless someone wants to make a flare for the dramatic here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that's it. Exactly 36. How about that? Yeah, the names highlighted in red each and every week. Those are the guys below the top 30. Got to race their way in, or qualify their way in, I should say, to the race. So no need for that tonight. Not sending anybody home.
Send me home.
Without pay.
I haven't been paid.
That's a good point.
I'm still waiting for like 2 payments.
Yeah, you don't get last week though because you weren't here, so you get like 90.
I know where you live.
Well, good for you, bud. So what we're expecting tonight, though, especially in the trucks, and you saw it here over the weekend, or I guess last Friday, pretty drafty, all things considered. It's going to be hard to pull away unless you got, far and away the best truck. We saw them inside of 20 to go, swapping positions for the lead over and over and over, and we expect that a little bit here tonight. But speed's a lot higher here, so any wreck in the fast repair, the potential for catastrophe. Let's see how they want to play it, because, yeah, you saw here, even on the warm-up, Minto and Joseph Lester, they were bump drafting down the front stretch. This is an open league, open setups, week in and week out, so. Got a couple setup shops in here that help their drivers fine-tune everything and makes for some pretty competitive racing. Of course. So, getting the final warm-ups in. 5 minutes for everyone to, warm up, make any final adjustments, figure out where their pit stall is going to be. Get a drink of water, anything. Mentally lock in, prepare themselves. Should be a fun one here tonight in the Irish Hills of Michigan. So, confirm something. We do have Tommy Nelson. In that third position there in that 07 machine. Thomas Lloyd. It's going to be a Nerve Racing Row 2. As we'll quickly take you through the official qualifying results. Overlay appears to not appreciate what we got going on. Let's see if we can reset it real quick. Tell you what, since we got the 2 minutes and the longer pace up, let's just go ahead and reset it. We'll be right back. Alright, let's see if good old reset ever fixes anything. Let's, please, maybe? Looks like we got it. There we go. That's what I want to see. So the official qualifying results took a nice little reset of the software there. Cole J. Wilson, a 39.011 by 1/1000th of a second over Hunter Kent. The top, 12 separated by less than a tenth of a second back to Eli Tomlin. You got both rookies tonight, Zach Lindgren and Jared Wishin in the top 11. So pretty cool to see that. Got some of the guys higher up in points. Minto Hodison going to be starting right in the thick of it. Levi Poland's flag I've never seen that. Bobby Dennis, same thing, it broke. I have never seen that. Don't know where they're from. Pretty sure they're both from the good old US of A, but yeah, down to Ron Fitting, entire field separated by just about 0.7 of a second. Bottom four, not going to qualify here tonight. Expected from 3 of them. Aaron Matt got here a little late, and he didn't get a chance to get his time in. But Back Row Motorsports sticking to the plan for at least the first half of the season. So we'll see what the second half of the season has in store for everybody. So we're going to make this run to the chase. All 36 trucks are here. Matt Mackin will start from pit lane. And all right, we're about ready to go.
Yay.
Who's winning this sucker?
Not Mike McConville. Just call that right now.
Give me... Oh.
Go ahead.
Give me Tommy Gossett, third position.
I'm gonna, it seems easy to just be like, oh, I'm gonna pick the pole sitter, but he hasn't been here. He's shown up, done one race, got a top 10. Like, he's got some strong
he's
trucks behind him.
He's got no point but to go for the win. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
you're not racing for playoffs. You're just going to win the darn thing.
Yeah. It's like, it is definitely a challenge. The trucks behind Tommy Gossett, Thomas Lloyd, Hunter Kent.
That's a strong top 5. And then Jeremy Brown, this is his second start there in that 5th position. So first and 5th, relative newcomers, and then second, 3rd, and 4th. Some of the best we've seen all season. But here we go. We're about to find out. Let's settle it. Race 13 at Michigan underway.
Oh, they're already wrecking.
Yeah, we are. That's Cody Morgan and Don Miller. Did not make it to turn 1, and this is going to freak out iRacing. Matt Mackin says, thank you very much. John Wilco through the grass. Let's, what on earth happened here?
It starts with Bobby Dennis and Cody Morgan. Just,
Let's
man.
See. Oh, hello. Oh, what? Oh, no. That's... We wrecked about 4 trucks there for nothing. There's a couple guys involved in that. So, yeah, they were... What's a good way to show this? We don't got no blimp cam here this week? No, we do. So...
It's just a massive checkup.
Yeah, so they're blimp cam a little better, I guess. But yeah, look at the gaps here that everyone left from just, I don't know. Where does this start at? So it almost starts, I guess, right around row 5, row 7-ish. Richard Pruitt, Giesbrecht, the 71 machine there of Brandon Muir. There's Bobby Dennis. So look at the gaps, especially in the back. They're not all caught up as they're coming to the green. But poor Bobby Dennis, he's going to... I mean, you're rolling to the green. And then as the green flag comes out, the guys in front of you aren't going. The guys behind you are. And he's going to get run over from Cody Morgan. Not a whole lot to that. Right up in front of Don Miller, Gabriel Lafrene right there. So big damage there for Bobby Dennis. Miller's going to get hit there on the front end. 50 is going to slide up the hill there. Wilco does a nice job avoiding it. Man. And significant-ish damage for a couple of these guys. And they'll be on pit road getting repairs early.
Asking me why I boo when bringing up McConville.
30
He abandoned us. I think it's like, what, 2-3 years ago now?
I think it's at least 2. At least. Did everybody's number load in? I know we got some new people. Let's double check that real quick before we're under caution. So 1 through 10 works. 10, 21 through 30 looks good. 31 through 36 is fine. Now we just need 11 through 20. It looks like we're all good. So tower used for qualifying only because that's what it's got the red indicator. Not practical for the race. So, yeah, Claude Furland, connectivity issues. He is tentatively not here. We'll see if he gets back in. Bobby Dennis, still damage on the back of that truck. Don Miller and Lafrene, still on pit road getting service, have already gone a lap down. And not a single lap green. So that's a tough start, but if Aaron Mack has shown us anything, it is to not give up. And there's still a decent gap between some of these guys. 46 hanging back just a bit. So, yeah, they got to close up these gaps, and that won't happen as much if everyone's right up on each other and they all go when the green flag comes out.
I could have sworn Jay Dowles has been here for a while.
He'd been around for a minute. I don't know if he's gone back that far, though.
Definitely not, 2 years to see
the lore.
Yeah. He abandoned our car in a 24-hour race. That is it. It is a...
See, I did the same thing, but I had the decency to pay for it.
You didn't abandon the car. You were like, hey, take over for me, and then gave me money for it.
I did.
He left without, like, a replacement driver in the middle of the night.
Fair enough. A pace car is off. No change in the top 5 with all of that. So here we go. Try and make it past start-finish line. I almost feel like once they get going, they'll be fine. I mean, I've been wrong before, but it's Michigan. They got plenty of room. They already fan out. Get a nice view of the trees there. And that 07 making a move. Looking to the inside in turn number 3. He'll have his teammate in support. Draft will be very important here. Teammates will be quite helpful. You can see them working together there on the bottom. Cole Wilson not going to be able to get down all the way in front of him. And he'll work that high side. First lap under green completed. The 06 machine still on pit road. Got a harder hit than I thought. And a handful of drivers lost a lap because of that. So they're going to be battling for the lucky dog instantly.
Claude Furlan dropped due to upload packet loss. We're going to have 3 wide on the front stretch here?
That was Hunter Kent right in the mix there. He's got the 85 of Lindgren. Battling away in his first laps in the series. There's CJ Erdman, and that's the 17 machine of Jared Wishon. So the 2 rookies follow each other through, trying to make hay.
85 with a big move there to get to the inside of Mike McConville.
I don't know if that was a big move or a big bobble, but he's looking to the inside of McConville.
Look at that run McConville has going around the outside.
He just kept his foot in it. He's going to be outside of Wilson here for the lead. You got the 17 machine here trying to follow him through. Mike McConville to the outside. Look at this pack we have. I know it's what we expected, but they are going for it.
They're going to give that lap to McConville.
And he'll take the lead outright a corner later. That 8 truck hooked up right now. 3 wide for about 5th, 6th, 7th maybe? It all just scatters. Eli Tomlin up to that 3rd position. He's up 9 spots since the drop of the green flag, as is Jared Wishon. Wishon? I'll say Wishon. I'll just say it as it looks. Wishon, I don't see an E. But he's going to push McConville down into turn number 1. We'll make that big arc right down to about the first seam. Little lower than it, if you dare. As the 06 machine is finally off of pit road and through the grass, so just not a great start at all for this 06 machine. Already going to be about 6-7 laps down. But pretty much anywhere you go, there will be battles. Kane Hodgson nearly 4 wide down the front stretch. He is still middle 3 with the 85 to his outside. He's trying to bring Giesbrecht along with him. That's the 46 machine of Jeremy Brown and Hunter Kent on the bottom. Big slide from Giesbrecht. He holds on to it.
You might have seen a truck in the wall there.
Oh, actually, that's Greg Hulls in the 38. I was thinking that was our classic Giesbrecht scheme. My apologies. That was Greg Hulls, and he is up 10 spots, so he is making hay. As Hunter Kent moving backwards uncharacteristically as he has dropped outside of the top 10. in the opening couple of laps.
I was a little surprised by that. We see McConville go from 7th to 1st, Jared Wishon 11th to 2nd, and then Hunter Kent, he's all the way down to 11th.
McConville's going to put some serious pressure on Hunter Kent for the. Oh, we got trouble in the back, right around midfield. Multiple cars around. It's off the exit of turn 2, and that was. Is that not the.
Diego Rodriguez is the one backwards.
Let's see here. Now that was the 45 machine that got tagged there on the exit of turn number 2 by the 53 of Moynihan. And around they went. That's not what we wanted to do.
Yeah, it is.
How did it? All right, who is? Oh, Levi Poland. I'm so sorry. Wouldn't click. So yeah, Moynihan he's got a better exit here. He's gonna be under pressure from LaRue behind, but he just gets into the right rear there. And poor Diego Rodriguez and Mike Hasty nowhere to go. 21 gets a little bit of air there, and they're right back up into Moynihan. Root into the back of Moynihan as well. Plenty of room behind to scatter. I believe Steve Herring would be your lucky dog. And then that's going to be Alex Princeton. Not able to check up in time there or avoid. He'll get a piece to the right front. Let's go on board here and see what happened from his point of view. Just on board with Dakota LaRue. Here's Alex Princeton. He is in the pack right behind this. And that just cluster all came together. On board here with Levi Poland. And you could see here, just a slight lift there. He might have thought the 85 was going to hit the wall. And so that's why he checked up ever so slightly. You see about 6,500, around to 64, and then around he goes with a little help. And chaos on the back straightaway here at Michigan early. Unfortunately, the 43 machine has not reconnected since his internet cut out, so he is well behind the 8 ball, even if he comes back at this point. Handful of trucks putting themselves a lap down to fix damage here. And it was Steve Herring with the lucky dog in that 98 truck. Looks like we'll have 29 trucks on the lead lap. Diego Rodriguez will be the first man 1 lap down.
Not going green.
I think that's because we had a bunch of people coming out, merging into the back of the pack here, so. Give it one more lap. As the lap trucks will filter in at the back. We'll be about halfway done with stage 1 once they come back around. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of guys charge up here. We might not have seen. Especially with guys just returning. We got the rookie in second. Eli Tomlin's up to third. Cole Wilson in fourth. Erdman up to fifth. Greg Holes sitting there in 10th, making, I believe, his second or third start this season. Trading Paints decides to update. Better late than never. All files up to date, but we still got 3 trucks that haven't. Just gonna be little ghosts, I guess. Biggest mover so far is Brandon Meir. He's up 11 spots, as is Greg Hulls. They're tied, so we'll give it to Greg Hulls for now. Looks like Levi Poland has called it a night after that incident, so he'll probably finish 35th here tonight, 36th, unfortunately, to Claude Furland. Didn't have a chance to get going. Caution came out before he completed a lap, and then dropped it. Pace car. It's a gradual left-hand turn here at Michigan. Field in control of Mike McConville. There's some big gaps there in the back, but we'll see if they make it through. McConville, foot to the floor, and we're back underway.
McConville might make me eat my words. At least off to a strong start.
Very strong start. He's driving with a vendetta. Eli Tomlin up to second. How about this 37, man? He's got some serious speed in the early going. Pretty wide here for third, nearly, as Erdman takes a peek there way on the bottom. Thomas Lloyd around the outside of CJ Erdman here as Tomlin looking for the lead off of 4, and he'll have Cole Wilson coming with him. Give it to Tomlin at the line. 2x2 here for the front 4. Tomlin will clear up. McConville going to cut back down the track. Go all the way under. Nearly gets into Cole Wilson. He might have actually made contact.
He definitely got into the rear of that truck.
But it's now Eli Tomlin out in front.
Yeah, that bottom line lost a lot of momentum. We're going to be 3 wide going into 3.
McConville through the middle. CJ Erdman backs out of it on the bottom. 93 washes up just a little bit. 76 going to have a little bit of a run here. He's trying to sneak his way through. He was not clear, though. He wanted to. He wanted to split him. Not able to do so. Middle's open for him now if he gets a good run, but he might want the crossover on this 93 or just go to the high side following the draft. So it opens up quickly here. So we got the rookie in second place in the 17 machine. Started in the 11th position. He's up to second. He's taking a peek for the race lead here. Side by side. 37 trying to keep the momentum, but he's kind of stalemated right now. And they'll be side by side into 1. Lloyd into third in front of Wilson. Now back up high to get the arc for the corner, and he'll drive it in deep. Close in on the leaders. Side by side here. That's... Oh, we got caution. That's Joseph Lester well down to the inside. And you can see the tire marks. So we'll get to crank it up after this caution. Blown motor and all. They done for the 35, and he was not clear. Powell. He's going to come up here. Well on the bottom. And start arcing out. And he was not clear on the 46 machine there. And that'll send him back down in front. And Greg Hulls will finish him off. Nothing the 36 could have done, though. Or 38 could have done about that. Oh, and then late. Well late. Not sure what that was about. That's just... does more to the 10 than it does the 38. But yeah, Joseph Lester, that'll be a race over for him. Just... if he would have waited one more second, that 46 of Jeremy Brown would have been clear, and then the chain reaction off the nose of the 38. He's got that sucker full locked to the right, fully on the brakes, but so much speed. Nothing he was able to do about it. So a couple guys are going to come in and pit here, but it looks like Aaron Mack, that's going to be fuel only. Dakota LaRue might have taken tires. Fuel only for Ron Fitting. Mike Hastings on pit road for a minute. A couple other guys still on pit road here. Chris Cloud obviously going to get damage fixed. As we have Diego Rodriguez getting the lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap. Be inside of 10 laps to go for stage number 1. Once we get back going, should be lights off on top of the pace car this time by. Oh, and Claude Furland was able to reconnect.
Yeah, just a little late.
A little late.
I mean, he's going to be here.
He'll get at least 2 spots. He'll get Levi Poland. He'll get Joseph Lester, so he'll go for at least 34th. I mean, you get the bare minimum. Still a long way to go. I'm sure there'll be more wrecks. I think 3 trucks going out for the lucky dog here. Or no, just 2. As Joseph Lester has officially called it in night. John Wilco and Don Miller in the 63 be battling for the lucky dog on this restart. Bobby Dennis 2 laps down. Still got a significant amount of damage, though, on that 68, so good news for him. He'll have a stage caution. He's not going to get the lucky dog, so he'll just come down and have, you know, a good amount of time to work on it still. Yeah, there have been a couple of Code Browns.
I mean, we had one to start the race.
Yeah. That's probably. I mean, it was probably a Code Brown for Greg Hulls. Once he saw the Joseph Lester spin in front of him, but. So we got 34 trucks running, 29 of them on the lead lap. They'll delay the green 1 more lap. Don't know that they had to do it there unless they were letting John Wilco get caught up, but we'll wait 1 more lap and then we'll go green and a sprint to the finish here of stage number 1. Protect Michigan work zone. So he's got the Michigan themed truck out here. Does John Wilco for their... I don't know. I don't know the Michigan road work if it's anything like the southern part of America where they all just stand around. One person does the work. It takes 17 years for one project. And by that point, the project itself is outdated. I'm not bitter, though, about road work.
Really?
I'm not bitter. Just disappointed.
You don't sound.
Barrel's just sitting there, no workers. Oh, listen, I got to get into the construction barrel business or something. Like, the amount of those that they sell that just do nothing, no purpose. Now that's a riot right there, man.
I will say, like, the intrusive thoughts are there every time I see them on the road and no one working.
I always wonder what happens, like, when somebody hits it. And I was going to work the other day, and somebody just plowed into it, and this thing just crumbled. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's rubber.
Yeah, it just straight crumbled. Construction in winter. 2 seasons of Michigan. Hopefully we get some good racing a third season here. But back underway, Eli Tomlin, solid restart. He'll have Thomas Lloyd all over his back bumper here. That's no easy task.
Get the crank it up redemption.
Oh, we got the crank it up right before the caution. Let's go ahead and crank it up here live on YJ Media. Coming in here at the end of stage number 1, Thomas Lloyd in a not unusual spot at this point, but not going to be able to pull away because of the draft, so we'll see how he handles this. As we have Jared Wishon to the point for the first time tonight, the first time in his young NSRL career, tonight is his debut, and he is to the point with just a couple of laps to go here in stage 1. And here comes Mike McConville down to the inside, Lloyd up top. We're going to go with McConville. Big block from McConville. Thomas Lloyd having the save of his life, potentially. He'll lose a ton of momentum and a ton of spots as a result, and he'll probably remember that for the rest of this race.
Yeah, definitely nothing controversial about that.
Oh, that was a block. I don't know how he saved that. But McConville, no drafting help down the back. He'll lose out and have to try and regain it through the corners. Thomas Lloyd, lucky to still be in this race. He falls back down to 7th, right behind Hunter Kent. He'll have his teammate pushing him down the front stretch. Still no help from McConville. All up against the wall on the front stretch, 3 in a line, using the draft. And they'll arc the corners. Get that run off the top side and draft away from McConville. 93 will follow right in the draft. Tomlin Touches the wall just a smidge. McConville trying to side draft. The rookie is loving this. He can hold on for a lap and a quarter. As they are side by side for second. A caution means he wins the stage. 3 wide for fourth. Hunter Kent on the bottom. Hodison in the middle and Tomlin up top. But this 17 machine pulling away. One more lap to go on the stage. Minto. Is it comfortable? No, but it's probably enough for what he needs to hold on to some stage points. And then a mess in front of him for the final couple of spots. Lloyd in the fence. As they scatter down the back, Lloyd's going to drop out of the stage points entirely if Cody Morgan can complete this pass. And here comes CJ Urban behind him. But how about this, though? He held on. They're about to kill each other in the back. But Jared Wishon's going to win stage number 1 as they scatter behind him.
Oh, they are wrecking behind. This car on the outside of the wall.
That's Alex Princeton. Thomas Lloyd, kind of the heat-seeking magnet. And that's race over for Princeton after the yellow was thrown. So what on earth happened here? Contact in front. Princeton trying to make a move. Oh, and he's going to get run over. Not run over, but just...
I mean, enough contact that the transition got him loose.
Yeah, caution was out at this point, but oh, that's tricky. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing you've ever seen in your life, but caution was out at right there is when it's displayed. So right about here, everyone knows it's out. He just catches him, and he's right on that transition like you mentioned, and he just can't save it up into the fence. Thomas Lloyd will get a piece of it. And race over for Princeton.
But a potential storyline, to look forward towards the end of the race. Coming to the line there, Cole J. Wilson able to, take a spot from Mike McConville. A lot of side drafting. They got really close to touching. I mean, that's a driver who's been here all season long. Getting points taken away from him from someone who's shown up twice.
Looks like Moynihan will get it, as there's 4 wide for the race off pit road. So some strategy here. Moynihan fuel only. Diego Rodriguez has stayed out. Fuel only for Rich Jet. Maybe Eli Tomlin as well. But let's go back to lap 27 if we can find it. On board with Cole J. Wilson, and that's a good picture of it. What happened to Thomas Lloyd? He ends up... He's still on pit road. I didn't think he got any damage. It looked like netcode, because when we did the rear chase, I did not see any damage on the right front. But here he is off of turn number 4 with the momentum, trying to make the move. And from this perspective, it doesn't look as bad. But McConville, let's see the hands here. He's arcing back out. Oh, yeah, no, well, yeah. So McConville definitely with the hard left. It just doesn't look as bad for some reason here, but yeah. So it's a block. And then last second, tries to make the correction. That is a heck of a save, but yeah, so he had that slight contact there with Princeton, and it caved in for a second, then it popped back out, but he was on pit road for about a minute there, so I guess he did end up with damage when it was all said and done. And it's literally his first race here. I don't see him anywhere, so yeah, we're not going to get that stage interview. But he's out there somewhere in his personal Discord, team Discord with somebody maybe. But congratulations. First stage in the league, and he gets it done. He'll restart 9th, though. So he took 4 tires there. He'll lose out to a couple guys in front of him. As we got a front row with older tires. Rodriguez did come in on lap 12 and potentially took tires there. Moynihan has not changed tires. His was a fuel-only stop to get him to 2nd. We're back underway. I tell you what, though, they did not spin the tires there. There was no funny business on that restart from the older tires. We're back underway.
And straight to the top there. Do not want to potentially be in the way, get run over, and really just completely ruin the strategy.
Look how they fan out down the back. Cole Wilson. An aggressive move here, trying to get the point. He knows the guys he's racing with directly don't have the tires, and he'll slide up in front of the 53, try and take the lead. A little bit of a side draft there, coming to the line, but give it to Moynihan. As Eli Tomlin settles into 3rd. Gossett 4th, Rodriguez 5th, 6th. We'll see how long he can hang on. It's Thomas Lloyd now down to 22nd. So this opens, listen, this is my pick to win right here. This 07 machine, Tommy Gossett. It's McConville 3 wide for the lead. He'll slide underneath both of them. As they fan out, got 4 wide there, it looked like.
Yeah, I still have faith in my pick to win. P3 fight for P2 right now.
I just say we got Gossett with the track position. His teammates mired in traffic might have some damage still. So is this the moment where the 07 finally breaks through? But how about McConville? That's the furthest we've seen.
Ooh, he got a caution.
So that was the furthest anyone had broken away from the field. But we'll re-rack it. Dakota LaRue around on the back straightaway.
Involved with Cody Morgan there, but really somewhat of a self-support.
Well, I think he sees... Nah, he's going to come down a little bit because Hodison taps the wall. Maybe. And they'll get together. But at this point, he locks it down right there. He's got the brakes on. But then by that point, he's too far back to the left. Around he goes. He does not hit the inside wall, though. Just burns a set of tires up.
It's going to sound funny, but like at that... Like, he's going left because, you know, Cody Morgan's coming down, and he, for some reason, turns the wheel right to try and save it. What he needs to do is, like, keep it left and get it going straight just, you know, towards the inside wall, but, like, further down so you can gather it up and come back up on track.
Don Miller will be your lucky dog here. The 3rd driver of Nerve Racing. Thomas Lloyd says he's excellent company. He is now just 1 lap down. And that'll put him a lap above Bobby Dennis. So he'll kind of be doing his own thing, and it'll spiral into kind of an automatic lucky dog here, as long as he stays out of trouble. He should be the only man 1 lap down. So it looks like with that, that'll give us, yeah, still 29. We've been holding strong at 29. Out of the race will be Levi Poland and Joseph Lester. Princeton, huge damage. The engine wasn't blown. It did have smoke, so he might come out and do some pity laps later. We'll see. Or to get revenge, I don't know. Couple guys coming in at the back to top off. Rich Chet, John Wilco, Steve Herring. No surprises there. Bobby Dennis continues work on that 68 truck. Still got the right front damage to deal with. But he's, if we get another quick caution, then he'll be the first man up. Trying to get those lucky dogs. Coming back here for the restart, McConville will have the track position. Let's see what he does with it, if he can continue to pull away.
Got my guy, Cole J. Wilson, starting right behind him. It's going to be up to the restart.
Here we go. Back underway. Yeah, right before that caution, he was about 0.6 of a second ahead, which, compared to what we've seen, was miles ahead of anybody else. But at what cost to his tires? As Gossett might be looking for a little action here off the exit of turn 2. Might get boxed in, though. He'll elect to sit in line. The middle was there if he would have wanted it, but I'm going to stick in line. The draft's so important, so just kind of stick with the lines for the time being. Tell you what, that 17 machine, though, he restarted this stage in the 9th position. And I know we haven't been green very long, but he is already inside the top 5 again. That's your stage 1 winner, his debut here tonight. Doing an excellent job in that 17 machine. He's going to be 3 wide for second. Back to 2 wide as Wilson falls in line to the top side. 17 will lose that drafting help. As McConville tries to scoot away. Remember, Moynihan still on the fuel-only strategy. Bump drafting nearly down the front stretch, though, here with these two, trying to reel McConville back in. Will end up taking that spot away, and now he'll try and reel in McConville. We'll start to try and unpack this midfield battle. We got 3 cars working here on the bottom against Tane Hodges, and they were drafted up real good, and 22 had nothing for him at this juncture. We'll see how it shifts here on the front stretch. 58 was leading that trio. Now he'll come up, lead that outside line. Battles all over this racetrack. There's a battle literally for 27th, 28th, 29th. Wilco and Giesbrecht on the high side. Steve Herring on the low side in the 98 machine. Wilco going to give a little bit of help there to that 98, it looks like. Teammates, why wouldn't you? Herring will complete that pass. Minto helped push the 70 by the 37. Now he makes a move to the inside himself. Eli Tomlin going in the wrong direction here a little bit at the start of stage number 2. But he was very quick in that first stage, so we'll see if he can get that car wound back up and going forward again.
They are 4 wide. Now 3.
Here's the 85 machine, Zach Lindgren on the outside. Brandon Mears made an excellent charge here in the second stage. They're working well together, trying to draft up to the back of Hunter Kent. As McConville about half a second ahead. The 17 machine, another half a second ahead of Daniel Moynihan in third. As these front two pulling away. Jeremy Brown side by side for that third position. The 46 machine, his second start here this season. He'll have the move done. Now here comes CJ Erdman, Gossett, and Andrew Stacy real tight together on the exit of 4. Stacy will take that spot away. Thomas Lloyd still stuck in that 22nd position, so I don't... He was on pit road a while. You honestly wouldn't know that he had been involved in a crash. Gets around Richard Pruitt there and try and tag onto the back of this pack, but has made no headway since the restart. Oh, that could get dicey. LaRue gives him the space, though. Here comes Aaron Mack through the middle. 3Y here, about 20th spot. Just inside of it, really. Aaron Mack trying to get 2 spots. Nearly contact. Ron Fitting has to back out of it. And still more contact. There goes Fitting around. Not going to be able to save it. Yellow is out. Does not hit anything. They were going crazy for about 17th here. See Aaron Mack making the big move through the middle. Dakota LaRue squeezing off Matt Mack in there. Early contact on the outside. And I think he just drifted up just a tad bit too much. Got a little tight. Slight contact there, and that'll send him around. But no harm, no foul. Just burned a set of tires there a little bit. That was some good stuff there. That was a fun run to watch.
I mean, it would have been better without the wreck, but
of course,
that kind of happens whenever it's getting exciting. They just can't help it.
So I guess McConville, you say that McConville's been the dominant truck. I mean, he's probably shown the most overall speed. As Bobby Dennis gets one of his laps back. As Don Miller, we said, oh, he's going to be only 1 lap down, but he has since parked it, so Bobby Dennis now on deck to start getting some of his laps back. Still got some damage, but it looks better than what it was. Thanks, Corbin.
I mean, you're going to have it back soon. I'll just leave. Go give me some Orajel.
And I won't even know. Like, get the stream remote on, just go be talking, be like, hey, where's Art? I haven't heard him in a minute.
Like I just told you, so you know now.
It happens.
I'm just trying to make it a halfway.
Where's the competition yellow?
I need meds. Stat.
Not a driver swap, but a commentator swap. Corbin, you're in.
Where's the hot tag?
The hot tag. Ron Killing's my goat.
Might actually watch weekly TV with, some Ron Killings.
Some early 2000s.
That man cut off his hair on live TV.
And say, watch this. I'm gonna pull out a cigarette again. Bobby Dennis needs 2 laps, and then we'll start, officially rooting for the comeback of Lafreniere, but probably not in the cards. With the way that this race has gone, we get a handful of laps. Oh, he only needs 1 lap, excuse me. Bobby Dennis only needs the 1 lap. Do we get 8 more cautions? I doubt it. I really do.
That's...
Well, we get 1 guaranteed, so Bobby Dennis will get... he's got no competition for the lucky dog. So as long as he just hangs on, doesn't lose a lap or anything, he'll be back on the lead lap. And then it's Lafreniere time. Last week was 9. This week is 7. We'll see. Nashville was a bit of a demolition derby. And overall, it's trending better here tonight. So I don't know if we'll get 7.
I would say it's entirely possible.
Oh, it's definitely possible. They got it in them.
Everything is possible.
Yeah, because we're going to get down to the end of this race. There are going to be 5, 6 trucks, bunched up in this draft going for the win. It'll be a little bit of chaos. We are back underway. Still 29 trucks on the lead lap. Bobby Dennis 1 lap down. Lafreniere 7 laps down. Princeton still on pit road. And Claude Furlan just trying to get a couple of freebies after having internet problems early in the race. But look at the shove there from Gossett to the back bumper of Jeremy Brown in the 46. They're side-by-side entering. McConville uses the run off, but it does put Jeremy Brown to second, 3 wide for third for the moment. Look at that. He's going to make a big move here to the inside. McConville trying to get that strong exit. He does so again. Brown will still hold second. Comes Brandon Muir up to 4th. He started in the 27th position.
Well,
as we have,
there's another.
Cody Morgan's in it. Let's take a look at what happened. Oh, and Thomas Lloyd has just been kind of in everything.
Ooh.
Let's see here. 3 wide on the exit of 2. And they just kind of meet in the middle there. But obviously, at that point, the 38's coming back down, trying to keep it off the wall, but Thomas Lloyd is right there.
You expect the 38 to be a little closer to the wall, but...
Yeah, because I think at this point, he was...
Just a give and take.
Yeah, because you could see where Eli Tomlin was running. He was fully in that final lane, and just that half a lane difference right there. You see it right there. That's the difference. And he'll go around off the nose of the 76. 58 had nothing to do with it. Innocent bystander, but he's trying to keep that truck out of the fence. Not able to do so. Get a good bit of right front damage there. See, that's the thing, right? I don't understand, because Bobby Dennis will get his lap back, but Dakota LaRue literally just put himself a lap down on pit road. So LaFernet not the lucky dog. And I don't remember what happened to the 36 that would have made him get damaged. He had some problems earlier, but not now. But the back half of this field gonna stop here for tires, and this is probably their stage pit stop. They'll take either the fuel or they'll go really aggressive, take the tires, try and get the track in position before the end of the stage. Looks like Steve Herring was fuel. Rodriguez was tire. Richard Pruitt was tires. Hodison took tires. Fuel only for Poles, Wilco. Fitting looked like he might have taken tires. And then longer stops back here for these guys. Conville would love to win this stage, put more pressure on Hunter Kent for that regular season title, because it is well within reach still with plenty of races left before the chase. We have tonight, obviously, Michigan, then we're off, then we're back in Pocono, and then I'm really excited about this one. We get a road course.
Road course.
We get Lime Rock Park Grand Prix. The Laguna 150. 100 laps of the road course?
I'm slightly more excited for Pocono because I feel like every experience we have with Pocono has been a bad one. So I'm hoping we can turn things around.
The trends are terrible for Pocono, man. But yeah, we get Lime Rock in a couple of weeks, and we don't have the slightest idea of who's going to rise to the top here in this league. We've never seen anybody here in a road course before. So who's going to be the ringer that steals a win? We got to get through Michigan, then Pocono, then Lime Rock, then we're off for the summer break. We come back Lucas Oil at night. That'll be a fun one. We're off, then we go to Watkins Glen, so we got 2 road courses in the final handful of races, then Richmond, and then starts the chase at Darlington. So 2 road courses left. You got Michigan and Pocono be a bit drafty, a short track in Lucas Oil and in Richmond. So the race to the playoffs has kind of got everything. Be 5 laps to go here when we get the green for the end of stage 2. Back underway. Curious what does Diego Rodriguez or Richard Pruitt have on their fresher tires?
I can say they'll probably have some problems.
Conville, excellent restart. 2/10 out in front, side by side for second. He's working both lanes. As Mike Hasty was making a big move way down there on the bottom. As they fan out, that's the only way to say it. 3, sometimes 4 wide. Thomas Lloyd, though, says, all right, I had no damage. I was simply biding my time. Someone spun off my bumper. I don't want to be back there anymore. Instantly to get back for the top 10.
You know, with how they've started racing, you would assume we're in the last 20 laps. I feel like it's been really aggressive.
It has looked that way, but again, that's just the portion of what we're dealing with. They're not able to separate. It's you gotta kind of make the runs when you can. You gotta have a little luck here with the draft. Hope that the guys in front of you stay with you. You can get that drafting help. I mean, we are bump drafting here, straight up on the front stretch.
Yeah, not even halfway yet. We're getting real close. stage here in, I believe, 2 laps.
2 laps next time by, but yeah, or 2.5 now at this point. But here, look at this mess. Diego Rodriguez is making hay on his new tires. Look at Eli Tomlin. They're going to be 4 wide. Hold your breath. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. Aaron Mack into the fence. Yellow is out. Mike McConville, your stage winner.
Hey, at least that's an interview we can get.
We were right there. It simply wasn't going to work. The 4 wide. It was never going to work.
There's a lot of track here. You can make 4 wide work.
Well,
you just got to be willing to let it work.
So here you go, down the back. They're already 3, and Eli Tomlin says, I got a little bit of a run. I'll show to the inside of Mike Hasty. 4. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. It works if you give each other room, but you can see here we got 3 cars. Or pretty much all 4. Well, Eli Tomlin actually had nothing to do with it, technically.
Just turns himself.
But yeah, the 70. Whether he's gonna blame Eli Tomlin. That's what I would do if I'm. Oh, he crowded me. I had to go up to not hit him. But he's gonna come way up. Diego Rodriguez is like, well, I gotta go up so you don't hit me. And then Diego Rodriguez just into Aaron Mack there, and Tane Hodgson, not what you want to see in front of you, but he is going to get away with that.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta agree. 3 wide on half of the track with not the space is there on the track to potentially be 4 or 5 wide.
Because they had more.
They decided to not use it.
Yeah, if you want to go 4 wide, you got to be up there where that WD-40 Andrew Stacy machine is at. You got to give all the room. How about Tane Hodgson there? That was a nifty move. So now we got to keep going back to this just because I gotta get the official ruling. I hate that we have to do this, but it is because this will be lap 60 here, and it will be Eli Tomlin, but stage breaks. If a caution comes out before the stage break and we'll be going green on or after the scheduled stage break, we will call the stage at that point. So even though officially Eli Tomlin or Diego Rodriguez, whenever they sort themselves out, will cross the line here to conclude lap 60, it should be Mike McConville. Let's go talk to him. Mike McConville, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, according to the rule book, stage breaks. If a caution comes out before the stage break and we'll be going green on or after the scheduled break lap, we will call the stage at that point. So, by that definition, you are our stage 2 winner.
Yes, sir. Right when the caution came out, it was awarded that I was the stage winner. It was nice. This truck feels like a rocket ship today, and I haven't had one of these in a while. It's nice.
So we got a long ways left to go. Obviously, we just finished stage 2. It's a little drafty, as Michigan in the trucks always tends to be. You've been able to pull away a couple of times. Do you expect that to continue, or do you think, with 10 to go, there's going to be a little pack still trying to fight for the win?
It's still going to be pack racing. I pulled away because I had the fresher tires, and I was just being real aggressive. I know that 10 guys that were in front of me after that first pit stop didn't take tires. But I wanted stage points, and I wanted that bonus point for winning the stage. But we didn't take tires this time, so we're going to hang in the back, hope for some chaos. We still got 2 sets left, so let chaos reign in front of me, and fingers crossed I miss it all.
All righty, well, good luck, sir. Congratulations on the stage win. Fight for the regular season championship still on.
Yes, sir. That was the idea.
All right, good luck. So I did interpret that rule correctly. Stage was at the moment of caution. He muted on me. He's getting the Oragel. What a time. But here we go. No more guaranteed cautions. Eli Tomlin. We got a host of strategies here. A couple guys came in at that lap 52 caution. And they took the track position like we thought they would. Tires, no tires, and here comes the 17 right through the middle because that's Greg Hulls that slid way up the racetrack. It's going to get dicey. And look at that mess. Minto on the bottom. There's Ron Fitting. There's Thomas Lloyd way up top. It's nearly 4 wide. It is 4 wide. Greg Hulls dropping back, though. There's somebody's going to have to check up, and it is Hunter Kent. Has to way back out of it, and it's still a mess. 38 truck. Not exactly comfortable on this restart. He's way up out of the way. Something must not feel right, but here we go. Back to the lead. It's Eli Tomlin. Oh, we got a truck around. It's Richard Pruitt. And it's your pole sitter. Or not pole sitter, but it's your stage 1 winner. Hard into the inside wall, and that'll end that hopes of win on debut. Jared Wishon. Hard damage to the right rear there. Richard Pruitt. He's going to try. Oh, he just puts it in the fence right in front of Rodriguez. Huge right front damage there. Pruitt trying to clear because he wants to slide up, get the draft, get the push. But he just misjudges it. Slams the fence. And that's interesting. Why does... And 21 just kind of follows him in there, but it's more so on the 24 because he loses all his momentum. It was way up the hill. And then it is on from there. These three are the only ones involved, but... Yeah, 17 going to get the right front damage there initially. And then slam into it again. And pick up right rear damage for his trouble as well. So hard luck there for the 17 machine. He'll drive it back around, though, as will Richard Pruitt. And they'll come in for needed repairs. Aaron Mack, going to be your lucky dog. $60 to go here. Next time by. Diego Rodriguez will stay out with that. Slight damage to the front. Let's take a look at it. Nothing hardly at all. So he should be fine. Same cannot be said here for that 17 machine. Damage on the entire right front there. So we'll get to work. He did drive away under his own power, so he might be able to... I don't know if that would be required repairs. He might be able to get out, kind of limp around. Richard Pruitt was able to complete repairs and get back out. Aaron Mack able to get back going. Bobby Dennis, they are still trying to fix damage on that thing. But the 17 will now go as that whole right side pretty much got some significant damage. So still 29 trucks. We get Aaron Mack back on the lead lap. We lose Jared Wishon. LaFrenne will try and pass him before he comes back out of the pits. Try and be the first car 1 lap down. He has not had great luck with that because someone will get stuck in front of him. .33rd through 36th out of the race. Guess Princeton can technically come out and pass Don Miller if he wants to. Pick up 1 spot. Claude Furland still digging into the 32nd position. They gained 4 spots free. They're just kind of at the mercy of whoever decides to wreck out the rest of the way. Here for the restart, this will be lap 67. Eli Tomlin, your leader. Said he was going backwards towards the end of stage 2, but he's back out here with the track position game as they all kind of trip over each other there. But he is back in the lead of this race now. Thomas Lloyd shooting the middle there. Be wide nearly for second. Otteson going to try and wind up the momentum, but he was so high so early in the corner, he'll lose a handful of spots off turn number 2, down to 6th from 2nd. The sold-out crowd here in Michigan, watching them address themselves on the front stretch. As Thomas Lloyd back to the point. He's been involved in a heck of a lot tonight. But back up front here, looking for his 4th win of the season. He's got 5 starts. Top 5s in every single race he's entered. With multiple stage wins, he's already... Let me double check, make sure the points entered right. I just want to double check because it seems too good to be true. But yeah, Thomas Lloyd is 8th in points with 5 starts. This is the 13th race. That is unreal how good he's been. An average finish of 2nd. Lost out to his teammate at Texas. Finished 2nd to Quentin Warman, a pro driver. Went back-to-back at Kansas and North Wilkesboro. Got caught out late on strategy at Charlotte. Still finished 5th. And then won last week at Nashville from the pole. His average start, though, is 10.8 over those 5 races. So he is set up each and every week for the race, and it shows. As there's just some great racing going on here in this top 10. Look at the 85 machine. Zach Lindgren carrying the banner for the rookies. There's Andrew Stacy, Jeremy Brown, Eli Tomlin kind of caught out a little bit on tires right now. Just trying to hang on. Trying to catch a caution, have his strategy work for him. As Cole Wilson to the point. Pole sitter back where he started. Top 11 separated by exactly 1 second. That's back to CJ Erdman in the 94 machine. See him right there, 3 wide right in front of him, but that outside line's moving. 46 will try and clear here, but not quite able to do so. Oh, that got really, really uncomfortable for the 21 and the 37 there, but they all hang on to it. And 3 wide for a whole 2 laps now at this point for this group. Trying to find a way through the traffic. 46 looks like he finally might be clear of the worst of it. Hunter Kent just hanging out. He's been about a 10th place car most of the evening. as they all scatter down the back. That was uncomfortable there for the 85. He finds himself middle 3 wide. He'll back up the corner entry. Andrew Stacy has to check up a little bit. Here comes Mike Hasty in the 70. Here comes Chris Claude. We haven't said his name a lot tonight, but he's in 13th spot right now, seeing a heck of a lot out in front. He's got 5th place, half a second in front of him, and he's in 13th. 85 looks like he's just kind of sliding around a little bit. Oh, and he's continuing that slide even down the back straightaway, losing a lot of time. So 85 just trying to hold on right now. Truck clearly not where it needs to be. Still fighting though. Similar battles back here. Conville said he's just trying to survive. Hope he misses most of the nonsense. Rich Jet trying his weekly strategy of biding his time the entire time until about the last 30 or so laps. Brandon Mears been up and back and to and fro, and he's just kind of hanging out now. And here's Cody Morgan, involved in the very first wreck of the race. Trucks got fixed up pretty good, but around goes Mike Hasty. Yellow is out. And that's going to be... Yeah, he'll just get a little bit tight off turn 2, come up into Hunter Kent. They kind of just collide together a handful of times, beating and banging. And then, oh, Chris Claude's going to get a tiny piece of it there, and eventually the 70 goes around. So finally, the 06 machines, your lucky dog, Jared Wishon, has called it an evening. So a couple more, one more spot there for Claude Furland, up to 31st for him in about 3 laps time. And then that'll put 32nd to 36th out of this race. But McConville's got 2 sets of tires. I imagine he burns one here. Because then he'll have one left for the sprint to the finish. Whenever we get that caution with about 15, 20 laps to go. Which kind of, it seems inevitable at this point. You got a couple of takers. Yep, back half of the field here. Coming in. Brandon Minto was the first man to pit there. So we'll see here. Looks like we got, it'll be 17th on back that pitted at lap 75. Fuel run here is about 36 to 39 laps, so still one more stop for everybody. But we're trying to take advantage of, get some track position before that final stop here. Tires are all over the place at this point. So 76 laps completed here. Will Wilson, your leader. We got 29 trucks still on the lead lap. 31 on track, 1 in the pits. 3 out of the race. Alex Princeton just been chilling here for 48 minutes. We'll see if he comes back or not. He's got 1 spot he can steal for 33rd if he wants to battle for it. Lafrene 6 laps down now. Do we get 6 more cautions? I certainly hope not. All right, Princeton from the man himself out of the race. Appreciate you tuning in, though. Sorry it ended like that. Getting ready for the restart. We'll see what these guys about 16th on back, what their tires allow them to do here on this run. And here we go, back underway. Great restart for that 22 machine. He'll be pushing Cole Wilson all the way down to turn number 1. He might even get clear to second himself. That was a fantastic restart. Thomas Lloyd going to cross him back over on the bottom and actually challenge for the race leadoff, turn number 2. Multiple 3 wides further back in the pack. They are side by side. If this was the final lap, give it to Cole Wilson by half a car length. Here comes the 07 with a great run from the 22. Going to push his teammate. Great teamwork between the Nerve Racing duo there. 93 going to have to fight back here. Going to get boxed in between the two of them. Not quite. He'll get the crossover down the back. What a move from Cole Wilson. Oh, that was inch perfect. Holy smokes. I thought he was getting right hooked into the fence. That was a power move right there from that 93. They all now follow in his draft. They're snaking like it's the Indy 500, but it's trucks at Michigan. Tane Hodison trying to fight back around the outside of Gossett. Here comes Mike McConville on the fresher tires, pushing Hunter Kent down the back straightaway. Kent starting to make a little bit of noise up to 6th. McConville, the first one through on those newer tires. And he's still got 1 set left, so he's now got the track position back that he'll need for the final phase of this race. Here comes John Wilco into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Started 35th. Oh, we got a wreck in the back. That was actually at the front of this field. We got Jeremy Brown involved, and that's Hunter Kent around. Camera angle freaked me out there. Hunter Kent. Let's see what happened to this 52 machine. Oh, man. So that's going to start with this 46 machine. It looks like he'll get the worst of it. In the top 5 in 5th when this happened. Oh, and that's going to be... Yeah, that's going to probably be race ending there on that left rear. But McConville on those fresh tires... He's trying to get to that outside. 46 is coming up, but he's going to get loose here into the fence. And I can't tell from this angle if that's what causes the 46 to get loose as well. Because he's on that right rear. Contact not made. Oh, that's so close. But nevertheless, he gets loose, and then McConville definitely gets him there. With that damage, you can tell right there. And then back off the wall, down the hill, and Hunter Kent's going to get right reared. Not a whole lot he could have done there. He saw it coming. Does not hit anything. Burned a set of tires. What damage does he have on that right rear? He'll come in. And obviously, it should be all fixable at this point. But I imagine he just bites the bullet, gets it all fixed. And he'll take a set of tires for his troubles as well. Lafreniere gets another one back. 5 down. With nearly 40 to go. And it's not impossible at this point. Not at all. Just needs luck with the guys in front of him. Not gonna go put themselves a lap down in the pits, which they're getting close to here. Gonna have to get a move on. But 46, big damage there, so he'll be there a while. Not sure what happened to the 85. Bobby Dennis, they have. I guess he's just stuck with that damage. I thought they'd be able to fix more of it, but he's had that damage for a while now at this point. The 85 machine looks like he is going to put himself a lap down. And I'm not sure what the issue is. But we're going back to green this time by. Looks like just topping off fuel there with the 06 machine. We know that the 46 Jeremy Brown's got damage. Unsure of the problem with the 85, so we'll see if he comes back out. Oh, no, he is back out. So he's one lap down, and that is a huge detriment to the 06's chances of doing a miraculous comeback to get back on the lead lap. 27 trucks on the lead lap. Lindgren has been quick. Just was on pit road for about 2 minutes there, 2.5 minutes. Put himself a lap down. Field in control with Cole Wilson. Looks like the 76 07 22 might be planning something here for this restart, but here we go. Great restart for that 07. He'll be pushing Wilson all the way down to turn 1. Teammates side by side now for second. Hodison and Wilco and Andrew Stacy, your top 5. Still one more pit stop required for everyone. We have not gotten to our fuel window. We're at a bit of a slower pace in this race. Here comes Hodison to the inside. Gossett. Thomas Lloyd to the inside of Wilson for the race lead. Andrew Stacy and Erdman way up top trying to wind up that momentum. We'll see if McConville can make that charge, what kind of damage that he might have on the front. Didn't seem to affect his pit stop length any. We'll see what kind of fight back Hunter Kent's got in him. It's Eli Tomlin. Now bolts on a set of tires. He's been quick tonight. He's going to be back on the attack here, I imagine. Ron Fitting hasn't changed tires in a while, nor has Hodison, Gossett, Wilson, Lloyd. So at some point, these guys are going to have to come in and pit. And they're hoping it's not going to be under green in about 15 or so laps, but they've had plenty of cautions, so I don't foresee that being the case. But it is the man, Greg Hulls, as Wilson nearly loses it out of 2. He's going to fill... Oh, he was thinking about it. Hulls is the first man through on newer tires. He pitted at lap 75. Then it's McConville and Eli Tomlin at lap 82. So Greg Hulls is going to get while the getting's good. Eli Tomlin looking inside, then out on Wilco. You can just see how much further they're able to drive it in there. That's going to be 2 for 1. He's going to complete the slide job there on Erdman. Yes. It's like Richard Pruitt back into the mix. He just set his best lap time of his race, 39.95. Greg Hulls has dispatched Wilson for third. Sets off after the 2 Nerve Racing drivers. I know he's got the fresher tires, but when they're hooked up like that, drafting together, it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to use that extra grip that he's got. Looks like he'll try the crossover out of 2 on Gossett, but no drafting help for that 38. Going to have to drive it in deep into 3. Try and slide up in front of that 07. 76, maybe a little bit of gamesmanship there. Not going to let him get the run. Here comes the other guys on fresh tires. Here comes Eli Tomlin. So it's going to get a bit more difficult out front. The dynamic's going to shift. McConville, Hunter Kent breaking away from the pack as well. Actually, Tomlin dispatches Greg Hulls standing still. Not quite, though. Hulls got the draft off the back of the 07. These 2 up front like a cheat code with this draft. Trying to get to the outside, trying to do something, but he'll lose third again, and they'll have to work together against these front 2. Which I imagine McConville and Hunter Kent would like to do, but as I say that, they're 3 wide. Great run off turn 4 and down to turn 1 for that 52 machine. Side by side for second, but you already know the draft. 76 going to be playing the team game here, just pulling his teammate along. How do you separate them? That's the best way to do it, though. He's got those fresher tires. He was looking to the inside. That 76 going to get the push down the front stretch. They're doing this on tires that are about 20 laps older. I think now, though, the 37's got him broken apart, and he'll make that big send here into turn 3, and he'll slide up to clear that 07 if he can. Not able to do so. 07 brought it, had a great turn 3. And now here comes everybody else. On board here with McConville, he should give us a great look at this. Or even Greg Hulls. Eli Tomlin's pushing. He's going to cause a wreck if he's not careful. And he's going to block Hunter Kent. I don't think that's the right move. I say work together. You guys got the fresher tires. You can draft up by these guys if you work together. It's 2 against 1. Usually works more often than not. But now Eli Tomlin's made it a 3v1 for some reason. He's working against his own self-interests. For some reason. He wants the lead of this race, which he's clearly trying to do. Good battles back here, though. Not just for the race lead, but inside the top 15 as well. Wilco, Chris Claude, Ron Fitting. Well as that's CJ Urban making a big move. He's a little unhappy there with that 58 machine. Kent makes the slide job on Eli Tomlin. Richard Pruitt also pitted on lap 82. He's up here into the 6th position. I mean, these guys just got it so well worked out. They know how to box these guys in. I don't understand what Eli Tomlin's doing. You push the 52 down the backstretch, and you can unseat these two. But Pruitt and McConville not able to close in as much just yet. Pruitt actually got around McConville on that lap. But they have got this thing gamed out, man. They are taking everyone else to school right now. 20 lap older tires, and no one can get around them with the way that the draft is working. It's the guys with fresher tires squabble over each other anyways. This is a clinic, man. It's just impressive. Yes, the truck's fast, the setup's good, but when you just got that little extra knowledge of what's going on, because the one time Eli Tomlin had the pass complete, they boxed him in, both of them, even though they weren't drafting together. They had him boxed in to where he couldn't complete the slide job on the 07 and break him up. It's a thing of beauty right now when you got the racing IQ working. Nobody can do anything. Two trucks drafted down the front stretch. I mean, nobody has been able to make that move on the fresher tires. Bobby Dennis going to go one lap down. 24 trucks on the lead lap. Pit stops for the leaders. Tane Hodison will be in any lap now. He pitted at 53. He's the man that's oldest on fuel, so a little bit longer than I thought. That's simply just because of all the cautions. And at this point, we have the final fuel window open, and what that's going to do is these guys are going to pit from the lead of the race, bolt on the new tires, and it doesn't matter. It does not matter when they pit from the lead, bolt on new tires. Like, we're in the final fuel window. They will come out and be quicker than anybody else. So, I mean, if you're the rest of the field, you're hoping for a caution at this point, because once they pit with those fresh tires, it's good luck. Fuel window more than open, so I'm curious. Like, especially if you're just kind of mired back here, things are finally starting to get spread out a little bit. What do you have to lose? We know it's a little bit drafty, so if you come in now, caution comes out in a lap or two. I mean, you've seen what these two are doing. I mean, I would be in pit road now with 25 laps to go. Here comes Tane Hodison. So your leaders have about 6 more laps left. And Hodison, he pitted at 53. These guys, 59. Looks like that'll bring in Matt Mackin as well for their final stop. They have since dropped Eli Tomlin. He'll fall back into the clutches of McConville, Rodriguez, and Moynihan. '85 machine also on pit road as these three start to draft away from Richard Pruitt as well. Rodriguez trying to work around the outside of Moynihan here. And then this group back here, Wilco, Hulse, Fitting, Hasty, Morgan. 5 trucks under a blanket. And that'll bring a whole bunch in. Wilson, Erdman, Stacy, Claude, Giesbrecht, Herring, although he is out. Cody Morgan is now in from the 14th position. We'll see who the first to bite is inside the top 10. Outside of Hodison, who was forced to by fuel strategy. As even the front two start to break away a little bit. What they have done on these older tires is just special. And it is Moynihan from 8th. That'll blink. Here comes Wilco from 11th. Aaron Mack right in behind them. So now I'm just curious because they're going a little bit longer than I thought they would have. Let's see if anyone that pitted 82 is even trying to think of making it. And Mike McConville's trying to make it. So that answers that question. But, oh, leaders are in. Tommy Gossett, Thomas Lloyd have dominated the last 30 laps, 40 laps of this race. And Hunter Kent make it on fuel. He's the leader of the guys that pitted on lap 82, and he was in that draft for a little bit. The top two are in. And 1 through 5 do not have to pit for a while. So we do 82. They will be naturally about 3 to 4 laps short if you pitted on lap 82. Greg Hulse is in from lap 75, so those guys aren't going to be able to make it. Mike Hasty will pit as well. So that'll leave 9 trucks that pitted on lap 82 that will try and make it if they can save 3 laps of fuel. Gap from Hunter Kent to Thomas Lloyd is 37 seconds. 20 laps to go. That's a long ways around Michigan. Because now the tires have flipped. It is Lloyd and Gossett that can just run qualifying laps till the end. And it is decent fall off, especially if you, I mean, they're hooked up in the draft, too. They're going to be drafting together. 1, 2 up through the rest of this field. Because they came out, they're 4 seconds behind LaRue. He pitted at lap 82. They're going to get him, Minto, 16 seconds up the road. We'll see. In about 2 seconds that lap. Hunter Kent's got to be careful not to get run over here by guys on fresh tires unlapping themselves. Addison, Stacy, Urban, they're working together, drafting together. Chris Claude, Ron Fitting came out pretty close to one another. Mike Hasty's merging back into traffic. And he'll be up to speed next lap, right back in the thick of it. 85, Zach Lindgren called it quits. We saw him pit a handful of laps ago. Let's go on board with your race leader. So Mike McConville saving fuel. Hunter Kent wasn't at that point in time, but again, he was in the draft for a good while. He would have naturally saved a little bit during that. No save there. No save. And McConville is saving. He's got 26 seconds to Thomas Lloyd. One seconds back to Thomas Lloyd. 16 laps to go. It's a 40 flat, 41.5, so the bleeding has stopped for Hunter Kent. He's no longer losing 2-something seconds a lap. Oh, series is useless, man. But Diego Rodriguez trying to hold off Eli Tomlin, and McConville's right there. Who's going to make it on fuel? Chris Claude coming to unlap himself. Rodriguez is in from lap 82, so he blinked really early. Knew he wasn't going to make it. If you're McConville, though, can you stick with Eli Tomlin? Can you work in this track? Can you save 3 laps in the final run? While also trying to stay ahead of Thomas Lloyd, Tommy Gossett, who are working together. Going to tandem the final 15 laps of this race out. Just like that, McConville gets ahead of Tomlin. They're saving big time, man. They lost about 3 seconds this lap. A 43.4 for Eli Tomlin. That is... They are crawling, man. Yeah, I mean, they're going to work together to save fuel at this point. You're in the draft. But you cannot go that slow. You cannot go 3 seconds a lap slower. You would have had to have saved earlier than that, which McConville was doing, and now he's pulling away from Eli Tomlin. And he's got 17 seconds with 13 to go. His last lap was a 4. They're not going to stay ahead of these guys. Let's check out what Richard Pruitt's doing. He's not shutting the truck off. Hunter Kent, you're in the draft a little bit. How much can you save? $12 to go. Thomas Lloyd, they're dispatching some of the guys that are right at the back of the lap 82 strategy. That's Brandon Minto. They are 15, now 14 seconds away, well within range to catch Mike McConville. They will easily catch Eli Tomlin at this rate in the next 3 to 4 laps. McConville at some point is going to have to pick it up. 11 laps to go. Lap traffic unlapping themselves. That'll allow Hunter Kent to save fuel if he's trying to make it, or if he's just going to burn this sucker out hoping for that late race yellow. Because there's a lot going on. People on different tire strategies, fuel strategies. It's very easy to get it wrong at this point in the long race. Last lap for McConville of 42.2. Lloyd of 45. So about a second and a half there. Can you save enough fuel? Will that caution come out with 10 laps to go? If you're Hunter Kent, if you think you can make it, you have the gap. Because Richard Pruitt's going to have to save to make it as well. You have 17 seconds to Thomas Lloyd. Or really, I guess 12 seconds is your competition. 6 seconds? I mean, because you're all on the same fuel strategy. You're all saving together. If you think you can make it, you're all kind of going the same speed anyways. To 8 laps to go. It's a mess of lap trucks. All you need to know is that 52 Machine Hunter Kent. That's your race leader. Can he make it? Thomas Lloyd is 2 seconds behind Eli Tomlin. He'll catch him next lap. 6 seconds behind Mike McConville, who again is dipped into the 43s. They will catch him in 2 laps. It's all about whether Hunter Kent or Richard Pruitt can make it. That's the fight for the win. McConville and Tomlin might save, and they'll come away with a podium or a top 5. But they will not win the race, because there they are. There's no saving between these two. They have been glued to their back bumper. Come to 7 laps to go here. They'll catch Tomlin this lap. They have the fresher tires. And he's not even taking the shortest way around the racetrack because he's trying to stay in the draft of Matt Mackin in the 1. So it's still aggressive fuel save mode as they dispatch Eli Tomlin, who will probably fall in behind them to get the... Oh, man. That was close. Yeah, I was going to say Kentucky to try and get the fuel savings. Mike McConville, 3 seconds up the road. They'll catch him in 2 laps. I don't know that Hunter Kent and Richard Pruitt have saved as much as McConville has been doing. I think they're going to come in pit with like 3 laps to go, and it's just going to be curtains there. They hope for that yellow. They're not going to get it. And he was saving, and McConville couldn't even make it. He came in with 6 laps to go. So they were going to be 3 laps short. They last been on an 82. There's been no cautions whatsoever. This is the run to the finish. So, and Hunter Kent has been nowhere near that on fuel saving. So he's just going to run it to the end and hope for that yellow, which does not look to be happening. We're pretty strung out now at this point. We have the green flag pit stops. McConville going to be back down to 24th. He just took the splash and go, not even going to bother with the tires. Yeah, and he knows it. He'll come in 1 lap after McConville. Richard Pruitt will stay out. I mean, run it dry at this point. Try and get your caution. You might as well. 4 laps to go. 9.7 seconds. I mean, you could save a little bit, but they could not save all 3, so you could take this to 2 to go even, but They could not get all the way there. Let's go on board with him. I imagine he might just come in this time. See, she's not even trying to save. He's just running it. And he's coming in this lap, and that'll do it. So here we go. Race for the win is on between these two. Thomas Lloyd looking for another win. Looking for his 4th in 6 starts with 3 laps to go. We got 10 seconds on Daniel Moynihan. Look out the front of Thomas Lloyd. It is clear sailing. Tommy Gossett right there. He'll have the draft. What does he elect to do with it? Need to make it around 2 miles to make this race official. There's a lot going on the back straightaway. But 2 laps, 2 miles. Trying to make it the quickest 41 seconds of their life. I don't even know what you do if a caution were to come out. And I tell you what, Eli Tomlin did try and save the fuel, so somebody did make it. But it wasn't even worth it. It was not even worth it to save that much fuel. But here we go. Tommy Gossett to the inside. The 76 going to have the side draft. He had the run off turn 4. White flag, race is official. It does not matter if they wreck. 76 on the outside. 07 on the inside. The 07 has been pretty darn quick. But the power move from the 76 around the outside might be oh so close again. Going to try and break the draft. Doing the snake down the back straightaway. But with that big move, he cleared 2/10 on him. We just got to work through 3 and 4 for the final time. Gossett will try and wind it up. Loose, that's all she wrote. Thomas Lloyd again dominant. 4th win of the season. Gossett, and then here comes Moynihan. Hunter Kent winds up in the 4th position. Rodriguez, Erdman, Hodison, Richett, great rebound for Cody Morgan. Andrew Stacy right there with him. Wilco, Hasty, Claude, Matt, Giesbrett, Pruitt. Heron chasing him all the way. Here comes Minto out of fuel. Just holds on to 18th. Mere fitting holes. LaRue out of fuel. And Eli Tomlin ran out anyways. So, yeah, it didn't even matter saving all of that fuel. They'll come push him across the line. No positions to be had. So, let him finish the race. Nerve racing 1-2. Gossett finally gets the finish that he deserves. And they'll do the team burnout here. Oh, Gossett will tow, but 76 got to burn out if he wants it. As Eli Tomlin crosses the line, and he will finish the race with some repair costs. 24th. All right, and that will do it. Let's go ahead and get your race winner in here. Here with your race winner, Thomas Lloyd, and your 4th win of the season, and that one might have been the most put together start to finish. You were involved in a couple of incidents, none that you caused, but just caught up in a lot tonight. Pit crew fixed the damage. And then the last 50 laps just controlled with your teammate, holding off the field and able to work through there on that strategy.
Yeah, me and Tommy worked really well together, and he kind of did all the strategy stuff, and I was just I was just listening to what he said because I'm usually not very good with that stuff. But the race was definitely super tough. I was going for the stage win there at the end, and I think stage one, and I tried to yank the car back right to get to the outside of Mike, and it just spun, and I almost crashed in front of the whole field. So then after that, I think the 37 got in the wall in front of me, and I just lost spots and just figured out it wasn't worth it getting in a wreck for stage points at that point. So I kind of backed out of that. Somehow didn't have any damage through the whole race, even though I was definitely involved in a lot. But it was a lot of fun, and that green run at the end was a lot of fun too. So that was it was. I was kind of worried Hunter was gonna make it there for a while, but when he pitted, I was definitely relieved.
Absolutely, but back to back for the second time this season. But yeah, this is you were 8th in points in 5 races, so you'll be moving up or at least getting closer in part-time starts. That's pretty incredible. But just racking up those stage win, the top 5s, the wins, well within chase contention at this point. So yeah, it's just incredible display week in and week out. But congratulations on the 4th win of the season, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Want to thank Ryko. Want to thank Tommy for kind of carrying me there at the end, and want to thank almost everyone for racing super clean that race. I feel like that was, even though there were a lot of cautions, I feel like that was one of the cleaner races up front, even though I wasn't there often. So, and obviously thank you to you guys for the broadcast.
Of course. Well, congratulations, and I think we're off, and then we'll see you back at Pocono in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Damn you, Tommy Two-Tone!
Here with your runner-up tonight, Tommy Gossett started 3rd, finished 2nd. Was having a look at it for the win, coming to the white flag, but Thomas able to get you on that last lap. But you did get all the credit for the strategy here tonight, and quite simply, you guys controlled the last 60, 50, 40 laps, whatever it ended up being. You guys controlled that together as a duo, so that was a very impressive performance from you tonight.
Yeah, this type of track, you gotta put the team before yourself, and I felt better running the outside with Thomas around the bottom, and I felt like that's how we could break the draft and pull away and have the best opportunity to get a 1-2 for Ryko Performance and victory 1. So that's what we settled on, and that's what we did.
Yeah, absolutely well managed there at the end with the fuel strategy going on. You guys able to just navigate that. But that was a fun one. Up front, especially the run to the end, very clean. You guys had some good battles there, and just able to hold everybody off and come home with another 1-2.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun of a race if it would stayed up front like it did. I think we only had 1 or 2 cautions from the front. Michigan's a fun track. You know, it's with the draft package that this truck has. It's all packed up, and once we got going there, it stayed green, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. But congratulations on the 2nd place finish here tonight, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Yeah, first off, I got to thank God for putting me in a position to be able to do this. Obviously, I got to thank my mom. You see gossip bus lines all over the car. It's her company, and of course, my family company. I got to thank Ken over at Ryko Performance. If you're looking for our setup, go to ryko.gg. You can get that set up. And if you're looking for a truck team, Ryko is also recruiting for our truck team. Just send Ken a message over on Discord. And I got to thank all the wonderful partners on my car, Johan, Seminario Design, just everybody on the side of the car that helps make Ryko and Gossip Bus Lines possible.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and hope to see you back at Pocono in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Here with your 3rd place finisher tonight, Daniel Moynihan, the best of the rest, I guess. Finished about 10 seconds off, but made the most of it with the crazy strategies there. Started 20th, so ended up in a podium spot. Pretty good night at the end of it.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of botched qualifying, but came through on the race end, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, I was hoping the alt strategy tonight would work out. I was really hoping for a late caution, but unfortunately that didn't come. But either way, I will for sure be taking a top 3.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a fun race up front. Not a whole lot of chaos at the front of the field, and it was once it got going there at the end, it was like, all right, here we are. And then it was kind of like, all right, do you try and save the fuel? When do you come in for that final stop? It was a solid final run to the end.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. I was on a different strategy than well, actually, I guess me and the top two guys were on the same strategy, but I think they pitted like a lap or two before I did. I think that's kind of what set me so far back, and then working through a small bit of traffic. I was honestly, I was trying to use the traffic to my advantage. I was trying to bump draft the traffic to catch back up to the top two, but they had too much speed. I couldn't get up there, but it is what it is. We'll hopefully pull through at Pocono.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was a fun race, especially that run to the end, coming in with the podium, solid effort. Congratulations, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Yeah, shout out to my teammates at Brittany Steers. We always have a fantastic time running the trucks here on Tuesday night. Shout out to YJ Media for the incredible broadcasts every week. Shout out to any friends or family that are watching the broadcasts. And if you want to view our POV these races on Tuesday night, you can hit me up on Twitch at twitch.tv/FittyTray.
Congratulations again. We'll see you at Pocono.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. YJ Media mentioned, yes, that is us. But another fun race, Michigan. Kind of went as we expected, the draft being key. Thomas Lloyd, Tommy Gossett, able to master it there in that final run. And they come home with the 1-2. But here is the final results for the DQ Solutions and Staffing 250 at Michigan. Winning by half a second over his teammate, Nerve Racing 1-2. Moynihan, solid third. Hunter Kent able to just barely hang on to that fourth with that late splash and go. McConville, by courtesy of having to save all that fuel and then not make it anyways, ended up finishing 21st. So that's the gap there. But good rebounds for Cody Morgan, Andrew Stacy. I would be curious how that race, when every 10, 15 laps it got bunched up. We saw a bunch of guys that were having some of their best performances, and then it got spread out. The strategy got all wacky, and some of them just ended up, having to save fuel and they couldn't make it, or it got weird at the end, and kind of the expected result ended up being the outcome anyways. But yeah, there's your top 18. We'll go second page. There's Brandon Muir. Last car on the lead lap was Dakota LaRue. Eli Tomlin. I think Matt Mackin ran out of fuel. Your pole sitter 26 getting caught out there, I think, as well. And race of attrition from about 28 on back to Levi Pole. And we had the full 36 car field. And he was caught up in that lap 10 crash. So that's where he ended up in 36 tonight, Levi Poland. But that's a fun one, man. We'll take a week off, come back at Pocono, I believe. Let me just double check, see if we're off next week. So the week of June 17th. Yeah, we're off next Tuesday. Back to Pocono. Just keep an eye on the socials. We'll try and get some sort of fun hosted session for everybody with the Gen 4s or something. Be like everybody else. I don't know. We'll make something fun, some sort of combination. Trying to stream more often and have some fun with the awesome support that we've received with all of the community. But we'll do something fun for y'all, and we'll announce it when we do it. So catch y'all there, and y'all have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you when we see you.